Hello and welcome to Classical Guitar Works. In this video, we will be explaining what an acoustic guitar is. There are many different types of guitars. Here, we are talking about kinds like the acoustic, electric, classical, bass, as well as many different but similar instruments. In this video, we will discuss acoustic guitars. We will also run you through how it differs from other kinds of guitars. So, to define what an acoustic guitar is, we have to define what the word acoustic means. Let's use the Merriam-Webster dictionary as a guide. The word acoustic refers to musical instruments whose sounds are not electronically created or modified. So, there are acoustic guitars, acoustic pianos, and so on and so forth. These are instruments that make sounds without the help of any electronic modifiers. Now that you know that, let's discuss the types of acoustic guitars. With that definition, we have narrowed down the acoustic guitar to only a few types. We've knocked out the bass and the electric guitars. This is because both of them have sounds that are electronically produced and modified. Let's see the different types of acoustic guitars. 1. Flattop steel string acoustic guitars. These are the most popular kind of acoustic guitars. They're the most versatile and the easiest to buy and maintain. Other than the ability to fingerpick and strum well on them, there's not much to know about them. For beginners, the steel strings pose a slight challenge as they tend to hurt slightly more than nylon strings. However, if you're a beginner, this isn't something you should worry too much about. This is because you would get used to the pain along the line. For flat-top acoustic guitars, there are 3 different body types often seen. The parlor body type is the first one. As the name suggests, it comes in a smaller size. Although it's not smaller than a dreadnought, the size makes it better for fingerstyle play. There isn't a set standard for what a parlor body guitar must be. It can range from the 0 to the 000 body styles. However, remember they have much smaller dimensions than the dreadnought and orchestra model. The second is the orchestra model, simply known as ohm. This guitar type blends some features of both the parlor and the dreadnought body type. That makes it good enough for both strumming and fingerpicking. The sad part is it's not exceptional at either of these qualities. Simply mid-range. So, if you're more of a versatile player, then the ohm is definitely the body type for you. On the other hand, if you want something more niched down, then either the parlor or the dreadnought will fit. It is all depending on what you want. The third is the dreadnought. This is the most popular style of acoustic guitar. It's the biggest in terms of dimension. It also produces the best sound and bass. Hey! Here's the best part. Unlike many other guitars, they sound well when played along with other instruments. Because of how well it sounds when strumming, singers and songwriters love these guitars. Great, isn't it? Well, it also comes with a downside. The flaw to these beasts is the large size. If you're a smaller person, it might be difficult for you to play comfortably. 2. Nylon string guitars. Now, this part is a little tricky. The most popular kind of nylon string guitars is classical guitars. So, most times, people use them interchangeably. This is not exactly a problem. Considering that the other types of nylon string guitars are so similar, calling them classical won't exactly be wrong. That doesn't negate the fact that nylon string guitars are still acoustic guitars. Going by the definition mentioned earlier, these guitars produce sound without any electronic help. As a result, they are no less acoustic. There are 3 main types of acoustic guitars. 1. Classical guitars. We've already mentioned them. They are the most popular and they are used to play classical music. They usually have smaller dimensions than the typical dreadnought, coming close in size to the smaller parlor-sized guitar. However, because nylon strings are a bit fatter, they are often wider than the standard parlor guitar. The difference is not so much. This is especially given how similarly sized musicians can play either of the instruments without much hassle. 2. Flamenco guitars. They're made to play flamenco music. They usually have tap plates on top of the guitar to help with the rhythmic tapping. This is integral to flamenco music. Compared to classical guitars, it often has a lower action. They are known for their passionate and growly sound. Like classical guitars, they tend to have a wider nut than steel string acoustic guitars. 3. Hybrid guitars. Hybrids are not nearly as popular as the other nylon string guitars. However, they are present. They are made for people who are coming from a steel string or an electric guitar. This way, they have a smoother entry into the world of nylon string guitars. The final type of acoustic guitar is the archtop acoustic. They don't have a lot of sustain. This is why it's more suited to playing jazz music. These guitars are fairly obsolete now and there are hardly any reasons to get an archtop today. It sounds very different from a flat top. It's not great for strumming, and it doesn't provide better output and tone like a dreadnought. Unless you play jazz and only jazz, getting an archtop guitar is not recommended. However, if you do play jazz, nothing else will sound as beautiful as the archtop guitar. Musical instruments are diverse with many subcategories. You can tell that guitars are not an exemption. So, knowing some of the broad subcategories of guitars, how do you make the right choice? Essentially, you should know the kind of music you want to play and get a guitar suited to that kind of music. Thanks for spending time watching this video. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site www.classicalguitarworks.com for more awesome guitar lesson content like this.